Halloween special.
Funnybones by Allan Ahlberg and Janet Ahlberg. I think it's about skeletons.
Yeah. A bit of an acrobat, this skeleton.
Yeah. Good joints.
A lot of omega-3.
This is how the story begins. On a dark, dark hill, there was a dark, dark town. In the dark, dark town, there was a dark, dark street. In the dark, dark street, there was a dark, dark house. In the dark, dark house, there was a dark, dark staircase. Down the dark, dark staircase, there was a dark, dark cellar.
That staircase goes up.
It goes down as well. And in the dark, dark cellar, some skeletons lived.
Oh.
There was a big skeleton, a little skeleton, and a dog skeleton.
One night, the big skeleton sat up in bed. He scratched his skull. "What shall we do tonight?" he said. "Let's take the dog for a walk." "Oh no, that's you. Go
I'll
on,"
say that one, yeah. "Let's take the dog for a walk
said the little skeleton.
and frighten somebody."
"Good idea," said the big skeleton. Oh, look, it's saying it up there. Look. What shall we do tonight? That's you.
Yeah. Let's take the dog for a walk.
Dog skeleton.
The dog doesn't seem bothered. So the big skeleton, the little skeleton, and the dog skeleton left the dark, dark cellar, climbed the dark, dark staircase, and stepped out into the dark, dark street.
I've noticed something about these skeletons. Skeletons. The big one likes funny hats.
Yeah.
They walked past the houses and the shops. They walked past the zoo and the police station.
I'm pushing again.
They went into the park.
Pushing the book this way again.
They got them old-fashioned bins here, look.
Yeah.
Everybody in the world uses wheelie bins now. I'd like to be a pound behind the
Actually,
bloke.
do you know what? There might be some people that still have bins like that, though.
Where? Even in America I've seen it. They got them funny grabby things. They like grab them off the lorry and then throw them up the street instead of putting all the rubbish in the back.
Okay.
I've seen it on YouTube.
Okay. The big skeleton scratched his skull.
"What shall we do now?"
He said. "Let's play on the swings," said the little skeleton. "And throw a stick for the dog. And frighten somebody,"
"Good idea."
the big skeleton said.
So the big skeleton, the little skeleton, and the dog skeleton walked around a dark, dark pond, past the dark, dark tennis courts, and up to the dark, dark swings.
They're lucky because normally they lock the parks these days.
Yeah, they do. I can't even see the swings. There's the pond. I can't see the tennis courts either.
They might be in the next picture.
Okay.
There you
here's
go.
the swings.
The big skeleton and the little skeleton played on the swings. They threw a stick for the dog.
Oh, yeah, that. "Woof," said the dog.
Yeah.
Suddenly, something happened. The dog skeleton chased the stick, tripped over a park bench, bumped into a tree.
Uh-oh, what do you think is going to happen? If he bumps into a tree, he's a skeleton.
The leaves are going to fall off.
Okay.
Ah. Oh, I
And
didn't see
ended
that
up
coming.
as a little pile of bones.
Didn't see that coming. "Look at that.
The big skeleton said.
He's all come to pieces. What shall we do now?"
"Let's put him together again," the little skeleton said. So the big skeleton and the little skeleton put the dog skeleton together again. They sang a song while they did it.
"The toe bone's connected to the foot bone.
The foot bone's connected to the leg bone.
The leg bone's connected to the hip bone.
The hip bone's connected to the backbone." Then they got
Waffle.
mixed.
Waffle. Oofwa. Oofwa.
Oof. Is that bone, the little skeleton said.
Where does this one go?
Said the big skeleton.
When they had finished, the big skeleton said, That dog looks a bit funny to me,
So he does,
said the little skeleton.
We've got his tail on the wrong end and his head,
Phoo!
said the dog skeleton. Yeah,
Back
he's
to
all
front, look.
backwards,
That's
yeah.
woof backwards, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Backwards roads on, as my mother used to say.
Huh?
Backwards roads on.
Yeah, no one's going to understand that.
Fair enough. At last.
Unless you're from a very specific village in the Pennines.
At last, the dog was properly put back together again. The big skeleton and the little skeleton sang another song.
These bones can bark again. Can run around the park again.
Can find some people in the dark again.
The end.
Yeah.
I should have practiced that first.
The big skeleton scratched his skull.
That's the noise it makes.
Okay.
That reminds me.
He said,
We forgot to frighten somebody.
Let's do it on the way home then, said the little skeleton.
Good idea.
The big skeleton said,
I wish we had a nice little boy to frighten.
I wish we had
You want a bar of chocolate?
a pair of glasses that worked.
Yeah.
I wish we had a nice old lady.
I've got a nice old lady.
Thank you.
So the big skeleton, the little skeleton, and the dog skeleton left the dark swings, went out into the dark town, and tried to frighten somebody.
Oh.
Not doing a very good job though, are they?
The trouble was, there wasn't anybody. Everybody was in bed. Even the policemen in the police station were in bed. Even the animals were in the zoo. Of course, the skeleton animals were awake.
All right, it's a giraffe.
There's a fish.
Fish. Squeak, squeak. That's got to be
mouse.
mouse. That is an upside down. That's an Australian horse.
Is it?
Yeah, look,
Are
it's
you
upside
sure
down.
it's not a sloth or something like
That's
that?
not a sloth, is it? A sloth.
Well,
Sloths don't snort.
Well, they might do.
Horses snort.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. If you say so.
It's an Australian horse.
All right.
That looks like an anchor for a boat.
I think it's a snake.
Oh. But they don't have bones in their tongue.
Well, it helps you find. Look
I know
at it
that
as a
is, though.
snake.
That's obvious.
It's an oinker.
Oinker.
Yeah. A little
Oinker. Oh,
Oh,
hefflump.
gee up, Nelly.
Nelly.
Oh, that's you saying that actually.
I did. Gee up, Nelly. Hey up, Nelly. Is that Nelly for Dardle?
Not quite. Parrot in there. Good evening, all. Who's a cheeky boy then? Have a cup of tea. Pretty Polly, put the kettle on, mother.
Let's have a ride on the elephant skeleton. That's a bit late. We've already done that.
That's me.
Oh, go on in.
Let's have a ride on the elephant skeleton.
Let's have a word with the parrot skeleton. The big skeleton scratched his skull. Let's keep out of the way of the crocodile skeleton, he said.
Mm-hmm. Don't want to be nibbled by those teeth.
Yeah, he's standing on a cut of rocks there. Look.
Yeah. When they were back in the street, and when they still could not find anybody to frighten, the big skeleton said,
What shall we do now? Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Let's frighten each other. That's your line.
Yeah, I know.
Well, good. Why did you point it out to me then?
Because, I pointed it out because you now need to read that bit there.
The little skeleton scratched his skull.
Let's frighten each other,
he said.
That's better than nothing,
Good idea.
the big skeleton said. Mm-hmm.
What a brain. What a brain. Brain.
The skeletons, have they got brains?
No. They ain't got no muscles either.
How did they
Oh.
work then, eh?
I know there's going to be a problem in a minute.
Why?
The special effects.
So, after that, the big skeleton frightened the little skeleton. The little skeleton frightened the big skeleton. The big skeleton and the little skeleton frightened the dog skeleton. And the dog skeleton frightened them.
Gotcha. I'm coming to get you.
Boo!
Ooh. Meow. I was scaring the dog. Woof. Woo.
Help!
Help. They hid round corners and frightened each other. They climbed up lampposts and frightened each other. They jumped out of dustbins and frightened each other.
That's good of them.
All
All
way
the
home.
way home.
And that is how this story ends. On a dark, dark hill, there was a dark, dark town. In the dark, dark town, there was a dark, dark street. In the dark, dark street, there was a dark, dark house. In the dark, dark house, there was a dark, dark staircase. Down the dark, dark staircase, there was a dark, dark cellar. And in the dark, dark cellar, some skeletons lived.
They did.
Special effects. Special effects.
And they still
They're over there.
do.
And they still do. The end. Special effects. Get the graphics.
I'm looking for
They're
them.
there. I'm pointing at them.
Oh, you put the books on top of them. As if by magic.
Yeah. Remember, if you like what we did here, click on the thumbs up underneath the video. Down there.
Thumbs up.
Down there it is. Under the video. And then click on the subscribe. Don't cost anything. And when you click on the subscribe, you get a little bell like that. Click on the bell. And then it'll let you know. YouTube will let you know. Every time we do another book.
Yeah.
And then share it with all your mates.
Sharing is caring.
And caring is sharing.
Lovely. That's the end.
Of that one.